I'm so excited today. If you're wondering what I am dancing about, I have a big announcement. Are you ready for this? Woo! I have been working for quite some time on putting together our brand new Ultimate Music Teachers Productivity and Profitability podcast. And I'm your host, Glory St. Germain, and I can't wait to share this with you. So when I decided to put together this podcast, I knew that I really wanted to share the power of conversations, with expert guests that can really transform your music teaching business. And I'm so excited to announce this today. We've been waiting for a while now to say, hey, guess what? We've just launched the Ultimate Music Teachers Productivity and Profitability podcast. I'm going to share the link in the show notes here. And one of the things that I'm most passionate about is really, diving deeper with expert guests so that they can share their wisdom and their strategies and share their success stories. How did they achieve what they did in music education, and really equipping you with all the tools that you need, because we want to make an impact in the lives of not only your students, but also in you and helping you build a thriving music teaching business. So, question for you. What are some topics that you would like to hear about in the Ultimate Music Teachers podcast? Are you thinking about expanding your studio? Are you thinking of maybe you've created some curriculum and you'd like to know, how can I market that? Are you thinking about perhaps becoming a performer? And how can I get to Carnegie Hall? And what is it that you're passionate about? What's your big why? And what are some of the guest speakers that you would like to hear from? We've got amazing guests lined up for the Ultimate Music Teachers podcast. And I want to share with you that when we think of a music teacher, sometimes we think that music teachers are teaching simply music. But music teachers are also teaching musicians that are doing production. They're also writing music for film and TV. There's a lot of aspects. There's also the musicians, the music teachers that are teaching others how to put together musical instruments, that are teaching them how to conduct a choir. There's so many elements. When we're thinking about music teachers, it's not about just teaching an instrument, but about the business of music, right? The business of becoming an ultimate music teacher. What drives you? What are you passionate about? What's your purpose? And ultimately, it comes down to two things: productivity and profitability. We need to be passionate about what we do. We need to be productive, but we also need to be profitable, because otherwise we're just the starving artist, right? And that's not where we want to be. So I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm going to put the little note here where you guys can dive in. It is the ultimatemusicteachers.com/podcast. ultimatemusicteachers.com/podcast. So go ahead and listen in. I'd love to hear from you, what your thoughts are, topics you'd like to hear. We will be releasing a new episode every Tuesday. So stay tuned. Make sure that you sign up so that you'll get notifications of our new guest speakers coming on. And I'll be sharing lots of tips and tricks on how you can grow your music teaching business, how you can really explore, what you're passionate about. What do you want to do with the music in your life? We'll be talking to music therapists and how did they bring music in to heal, right? Because music has the power to heal. Music has the power to transform lives. Music has the power to bring us joy when we're feeling sad, to really help us celebrate, whether it's a wedding or a birthday party. It also gives us an opportunity to reflect, whether we're attending a funeral or it's a solemn time when we just need to think. So music impacts our lives deeply. And I want to thank all of the ultimate music teachers out there that have dedicated their life to music education in helping others thrive and enjoy music and making the world a better place. So I'm excited. Please share the love. Give me some notes in the chat if you have checked out the Ultimate Music Teachers Productivity and Profitability podcast. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. A big shout out to the Ultimate Music Teachers podcast team for helping me do the launch. We've been working behind the scenes for quite some time, and I'm really thrilled and excited to acknowledge them and say thank you, thank you, thank you for making this girl's dream come true of finally launching the Ultimate Music Teachers podcast. So stay tuned and give me some love in the chat who's going to be checking out the podcast. Just before we go, I want you to write down one thing that you have learned this year. Let's just 2023. What's one thing that you have learned? Have you learned something new on a podcast? Have you learned something new on a YouTube channel? Have you learned something new by sharing and networking with other teachers? What's one thing that you've learned this year? I think it's important to share and acknowledge and to celebrate. I just came out of our Ultimate Music Theory coaching call that we do in our UMTC membership. And we talked about happiness and joy. And you probably can see by the smile on my face how happy I am right now. Because when you work on something for a long time and it's time to launch, whether you're working on a piece because you're performing at a recital, woo, celebrate that. Whether you're putting together a teaching studio and you finally have filled it, celebrate that. Take time to celebrate all of your accomplishments. But those accomplishments are only possible if you learn something new. Otherwise, we get so bored, same old thing all the time. So give me a little note in the chat. What have you learned that's new? What would you like to hear about in the upcoming episodes of the Ultimate Music Teachers podcast? And do you have a guest that you have in mind that think would be a great fit? And I'm open to all musicians and music educators and those that are in the field of education. I've got incredible guests coming up. Can't wait to share them with you. Anyway, just wanted to say thank you for celebrating with me. I'm really excited to be here. So check it out, ultimatemusicteachers.com/podcast. And can't wait to see you there. Thank you. Have a great day. Teach with passion. Bye.